Welcome everyone to Into the Under-Ekeren 2nd edition, the second Warhammer Underworlds tournament that I organized this year and once again taking place at the Tin Soldier of Antwerp clubhouse in Ekeren, hence the name. It was played out on Saturday the 23rd of November, and the reason that I ran a second one this year, even though I wanted to have it a small scale, it was really small, but yeah, that happens. I had a lot of the 2024 Underworld participation tokens left from the first edition, and because I had the name year printed on it, I couldn't use them next year anymore, so they had to go. Price support was a bit less this time, and as such a very low entry fee of only €3 to cover my basic costs. Due to last time I had a lot of stuff I bought, and yeah, well, that was using the price support and I had some leftovers. So the winner would take an Exiled Dead box, and the best painted could get some premium sleeves. But of course, there's also the fact that Underworlds 2.0 has hit us, and I still decided to keep this a 1.0 version as a wave off for a system that was great fun for about 7 years. Take care, Underworlds 1.0. Let's see what the future brings for your successor. And thanks for the both Peters for the additional pictures that I could use in this battle report. But all that being said, 5 players came to fight it out in 4 rounds of Warhammer Underworlds, and this time it was in Nemesis format. I myself decided to wave out the addition with the Dread Pageant, coupled to the Rhineworm's Bite deck. And for this I'm trying something new over on my YouTube channel, by the way. So here, over the coming weeks, because it takes a lot of time, I'm gonna post full taped game reports instead of these usual slideshow reports. Thanks also to my club, the Tin Soldier of Antwerp, to provide some additional prize support trophies to go along the Exiled Dead, the Iron Sleeve Souls, and for the third place. So the participation list for this event was, I'm just gonna number them. Peter 1 with Lady Haddo's Mournflight with the Malevolent Masks. Peter 2 with the Gnaw Spirit pack with Tooth and Claw. Nico brought a Hitman's Curse with Tooth and Claw. Water, Xandar's Truth Seekers with Daring Delvers. And I myself, as said, the Dread Pageant with Rhineworm's Bite. That means that the full Belgian top 3 over on Tabletop Tournaments, or T3 for short, was present. The highest ending one of them in all probability on the top spot for 2024, for whatever that's worth. The funny thing is, no one took one of the latest warbands in the game, and all the warbands were 4-member warbands, so deployed. Actually, it became a thing, like me in the game against Xandar, as you will see later. You didn't really want to go first at times, and that way you could counterplace your models. Due to the rather low turnout, which was expected with the new version, and the fact it was terrible weather outside, rainy and cold, I decided to run a league format. Everyone playing everyone once, and everyone taking 1 round a bye. I took the last round so I could start doing the paperwork. In the first round, Nico took the bye, and we had the following matchups. Peter 2 took on Wouter, resulting in a 15-9 win for the Gnaw Spirit pack. And I was defeated by Peter 1 with 19-18, which happened due to the ladies scoring their dominion over Death first before I could score my endgame objectives, grabbing Peter the win even though I managed to table the Banshees. For round number 2, the bye was this time for Peter 2, so that's a Gnaw Spirit pack Peter, so the others sat down for their games. In second round, Nico took on Peter 1, suffering an 8-20 defeat in a battle of angry table linen. I myself, well, I'm gonna be honest, I stole the game against Water, winning 8-11 only after scoring a whopping 8 glory in the final round, not being able to kill something as I aimed for my Inspire condition in the full first 2 rounds. But a solid end phase of scoring 3 cards of 2 glory. I have 4.5 of them in my deck. The one that can become 2 glory, the gun without a trace, if my puncturing eye shards would do the damage that finished something off, so yeah. For round 3 we had Water sitting this one out, and we had our lunch break, grabbing some sandwiches, glass ones for some, but that's details, as Nico and Peter 1 tried a bit of Ember Guard. In the meantime I gathered 3 judges, people I know who spend a lot of time in the hobby and painting. One came from the Old World group, one from the 8th edition big game that was taking place, and one from the Kings of War group having their big battle that Saturday, to cast their votes on their first and second best painted warband. I always left, of course, to not be able to influence any decisions or steer any questions, as they sat by the models on a 1-by-1 basis to not be able to influence each other as well. And then they could cast their votes in all serenity. But back to the table, where the two Peters faced off. Peter 1, the Lady Harrow one, taking a 19-10 victory. Those Banshees are raking in glory big time. I faced Nico, and not to be outdone by the Lady Harrow, grabbed a 13-20 victory, actually managing to score my full objective deck. Round number 4 was Peter 1 now sitting out a round, and it was a round that might decide the whole tournament placing. Nico and Water squared off, with Water taking a 16-13 win against the Executioner. In the other game, I defeated Peter 2, the North Spirit one, with 20-12, as my deck really kicked off in the first half of the game, resulting in an unsurmountable lead for the Spirit Walkers. Round 5, the one that I had to buy now in order to start doing the maths, but I could already say it would be very strange for Peter 1 not to win the tournament. If he drew or win, he would be certain, but even if he lost, if he scored 12 glory, he would take home the victory points for Under-Ekeren II. As I stood on 69 glory after 4 games and he had already scored 58 in 3 games. But Water's band doesn't bleed glory easily, as I also found out. Nico and Peter 2 played for the 3rd place, as did Water in his game, as they could all end up at 3 points in the end, and scored glory was the agreed decider beforehand for the event. Nico defeated Peter 2 with 18-10, which would lift him over Peter for 1 place in the ranking. But how did the other game go? Wouter was defeated by Peter 1, but as his Sandars only scored 12 glory against the 16 of the Banshees, he wouldn't be able to go over the buff players, for which he would need to have scored at least 18 glory this round. And here we have the sad face of Peter 1, as he can only longboard for the very last time. And so the dust settled for the event, and it was time for the award ceremony. The one thing I really hate doing at the things that I run, because I don't like talking to groups of people. Always have a problem of keeping myself serious when I'm facing a group. But first, the painting results. In shared last place came Wouter and Peter 1, neither of them having received a vote from the jury. 3rd place went to Peter 2, the North Spirits, who received a single second best vote. Nico, the Headman's Curse, took the silver, receiving a second best and a best of all vote from 2 of the judges. But due to some strange disturbances in the realms of chaos, my Dread Pages actually took the win, receiving 2 best of all and a single second best vote. What a frack! After Elephane coming 3rd on the Benelux Clash 2, and it's my Kevin Dallimore style of heavy contrasting Ludo lines making a resurgence after 20 odd years, in a world of blending, airbrushing and non-metallic metals, I have no clue what's going on. But then we go to the real deal, the results of the tournament of itself, of course. In 5th place, Wouter ended with 3 points and 46 scored glory. In 4th place, Peter 2 ended with 3 points and 47 scored glory. Taking bronze, Nico also had 3 points, but he had amassed a total glory of 52, which put him on the podium. The 2nd place was mine, having scored 9 points of total, with a very Slanishi approved 69 glory. But the undisputed winner, with a streak of all of his 4 games won and a hefty 74 glory scored, was Peter 1 with his Lady Harrow's Mournflight. Well done, mate. And so ends our little last huzzah for the Underworlds 1st edition, with a little cozy tournament, and now we can start tinkering again for the 2nd edition of the game. Because already in January 2025, the first tournament will take place in Oz with the Minds of a Lost. Legacy bands are allowed in the Rivals format, and thanks to the vote of my loving community, I am going there with Garrick's Reavers. That's gonna be one tournament, totally Oonga Boonga style. I don't have anything to think about in deck playing and everything. Rush in, charge, the end. And we'll see how it goes. Check back then, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.